Hey guys, a warm welcome back to the channel. Today we are on the BBi suspension, jumping a little bit around on this project, and I explained why in the previous video. But before we jump into that, gotta say a massive thanks to everybody who took the time out in the comments section and helped me out. You really helped me with this build, guys. I can't stress enough that when I say please leave some comments below, I read through them and it really does help me. So first of all, brake lines, got some great feedback on those and even some links. So I've ordered up some spools of brake line, and hopefully they are going to arrive shortly and we can check that they are the same as the originals. Secondly, and the more important one for me, was all to do with the bodywork on the car and how to finish it, or how to really seal the steel and the aluminium body parts before we put the polyester primer down and the paint. And you guys, well, it was unanimous, many comments from some obviously very talented people out there. Everyone saying epoxy primer. So I had a chat with the paint guys, and I don't know if that is it or not, but on the back of it, it says here, so the stuff that they've recommended or they've sent me is epoxy primer filler with anti-corrosion protection or active corrosion protection. Can be used on steel, alley, zinc. Very good flow, and basically it says it can be overcoated with polyester products. So seems like this is the stuff that we need for the car. So I've ordered some of that up. Not cheap, 5 litres with the hardener, £177. Anyway, that's peanuts in comparison to Ferrari prices, which you'll see very shortly. Let's jump into it. Now, in order to assist me today and hopefully make the job quicker and easier, I've invested in a new tool that I've actually wanted for a very long time. Let's have a look inside the box. So I've ordered up a 10-ton hydraulic press in order to help me push the bushes back into the suspension arms. As usual though, everything nowadays comes flat packed, so we need to build it up. Okay guys, so here is the plan. I've borrowed this table from Lexi. Now she probably has no idea what I'm about to do with her table. Let's just hope she doesn't watch this video. So what we're going to do is we're going to lay all the suspension components out on here. Now if you remember, this is a big part of the task. I've got to find everything from all the boxes. So we're going to lay it all out. Once I have found everything, we've got everything in place, then we're going to start assembling it. Okay, so that is the complete suspension for the BBi on the treasure table here. I think it's complete, hopefully it is. There are actually a few more little bits that we do need to add to that from the lucky dip box down there, but we'll come to that later on. Let's just quickly run through what we got here. So on this side of the table, we have the rear suspension. This is our lower arms, upper arms here. Now, you will notice, and you might have seen when we took this thing apart, all of these arms come as component levels, so you have to build them up. So you've got separate bits here and here and here, all of them, loads of them. Took me a while to figure this one out. Unlike modern Ferraris, where for example my 360 that we worked on a couple of videos back, the arm is complete, you just order the whole arm. So we have to build these up. So that's our rear. Then we've got our front here. These are our hangers to hang it to the car, bolt it all to the frame. On this side is our front suspension, so lower arms here, upper arms here. Now you'll also see lots of other shiny new parts. So we've got a whole new bush kit, no expense spared here. All the bushes for the car. We've also got, this is all for our anti-roll bars, all our rubbers here. We've got a couple of bolts there. I need to figure out where they go. I think they go through here. Then we have new lower ball joints. These are the two only original bits here that came off the car. Now they're probably perfectly usable, but they look terrible. So as we've gone to that major extreme of sorting all this out, this morning I had a delivery from Maranello for some up ball joints as well, so we're going to replace those. Always keep those as spares because I think they're the same on 308s as well. Now the other thing that we have here that was a possible major problem was over here, so our drop links. So these are our fronts. So last year when I was removing all of the old bushes, everything from these, I managed to break one, which is, considering the amount that I took out and the effort it was to get all of those out, one was not too bad. Didn't really think too much of it, and at some point last year I must have ordered a replacement, this one here. Didn't realise that the front and rears were completely different sizes. So just when I dug this out all yesterday, found out that we had the wrong one. Now I looked around the whole world to find a replacement and there was nothing anywhere. Managed to give my guys at Maranello a call, ordering up some other bits. Crazy magpie up there stalking me. Anyway, they found me one, a replacement, and so I could have been in a big problem there. I thought I was going to have one made, but anyway, they managed to sort me one out. Really cool. This is something that is quite interesting. So this is what I'm using here to identify where everything goes. That's rear suspension, front suspension. That is the parts diagrams. Now the point with this is, well, they sorted me out. However, that one little bit there, so I invested in the press here, the hydraulic press. That cost me £300, and I thought, you know, it's quite an investment. Anyway, I did it because I thought it would help the job today, and I will use it in future. £300, which is exactly the same price as that there. So there you go, that is Ferrari prices for you. Anyway, let's get on with the job. Enough waffling. We're going to start putting these bushes into all the arms. All right, let's run through it. So I'm going to put this new bush in this arm here, like so. First thing I need to do is get the right cups. So what we're going to do is, you don't want to damage this bush. So I have this cup kit here that I bought years ago, and what you want to try and find is one that just fits around there, so it doesn't damage this bit here with the rubber, and it just sits on the collar, and as you can see, that one sits perfectly. And then on the other side you want one that just slots right over. So what we're going to do is going to put one here, and then we're going to press down on that one like so. We're going to press down, we're going to put that through the arm here, that will go there, push down on that bit and push it into the arm. Now the only other thing we need to do is just add a little bit of grease to both these parts. So Now what you often find when you're doing jobs like this, halfway through, once you've done a couple, there is a better way. Now what I was doing first of all was balancing everything between the two cups, and I found that a couple started to go in just a little bit skew-if. So now what I'm doing is I'm doing it on the flat surface to start with, just to kind of get it home, down halfway through, and then raise it back up again, put the cup underneath and sink it all the way through. And that is 100% success rate. Nothing is going in wonky. Right, let me show you. So I've got all that lined up, that's all good, and then what I do is just give it a few pumps, get it in there, release the pressure, get that ready so we go right up to the right height, shut it off. These things are actually annoying, that is a bad design. Okay, so there we go. Lock that off again, and then line it up and pump the rest through. Done. Yeah, I need to sort these things out, they fall off. But that is a kind of large size kit. Now what we will also be doing, for example, for these drop links, let's say this front drop link here and this little bush there, you can just use a normal socket. So the socket, as long as the socket lip there just sits nicely over the bush, you're totally fine. So that is a what is that, 18mm, that's my front one, and then my back one there, we're going to use a 5/16. There you go. Simple, simple, simple. Now we had a great question by a few of you in the last video when I showed you all of the stuff spread out here in the garden. A lot of it was to do with, why didn't I simply put these in bags for example, if we stripped this part of the suspension, bag it up, get it plated, put it back in the bag. Now it was simply down to money. For the guys to do that, it meant they had to do individual, take it out, rebag it, do it all as kind of, like I say, one at a time. However, it was a lot cheaper if you put it all in, and at the time I thought that was great. I was me being a bit tight, I thought I'd save some money, we'll throw it all in, had it all in my head, no problem at all, I can sort all this out. And then I did the Challenge Ferrari spider build, which took a lot longer than I anticipated, and now all of this is totally forgotten. So I now am paying the ultimate price for it, for not spending a little extra to start with. So it was my problem, and now I'm going to have to try and fix it. Right, there you go guys, that is all the bushes in place. Really happy with that. I've got one regret, and that is not buying one of those machines sooner. It made mincemeat of this job. I've struggled so many times with that kit, trying to do it manually, and well, it has saved me hours, if not days, of work, and it done it so easy, so nicely. It was probably the best £300 I've spent on a kit that saved me over £300 in time. Next job, I've got to go through here, find all of the washers, all of these little bits here, and then bolt this together, and then it's going over to the shop, and we're going to put it on the car. Okay, so it's time to install all of these lovely shiny suspension arms back on the car. Now, just to remind you, all of this is the original stuff, so it's just been plated apart from the new bushes, the new upper and lower ball joints. Everything else, all the nuts and bolts, are all the original kit. And on top of that, we are also going to be installing the new suspension. So I say new, it's not new. This is all of the original suspension. So my guys at Coney, if you remember, went through all of this. I sent it off to them, and this is something that anybody with Coney suspension, classic Coney suspension like this on old Ferraris can do. In most countries they provide this service. You send it off to Coney, they will refurbish your old shocks, They'll sort out all the springs. If there's any problems with the springs, they will replace the springs, and we had 2 springs replaced on this. The rest of it is all original. They put new bushes in, they plated it, they rebuilt it, they put new seals in, and so this is all my original suspension, and we're going to put it on the car. So thank you very much to Coney. I'm going to put a link to Coney for the UK version in the description below the video, but every single country, most of the big countries, will have this service. So really cool. It just means that all of this originality is retained on the cars. So let's start installing it on the BBi. Okay, we're onto the fronts now, and again, it's all loosely put together. Now, I'm missing a little bush down here, which is that little one there, number 6. Now, I've got one, but it's stuck on a bolt where it's gone through the plater, so I need to get that off, so I'm just going to put this on loosely for now. Now, the other thing I've just noticed is one of these is slightly longer than the other one, and also the angles on these things, they curve upwards. So again, looking at this, they curve upwards, and the longer one is obviously going through the back frame here. This one's shallow, this one's a lot fatter, so that's how we're going to put it in place. A little tap. Okay, so we need the persuader. Job done. Now we just need to find the washers and the bolts for these two, and again I've checked with the diagram which way these bolts go, so they both go up in that direction. Some of them come into the middle, and then we're going to tighten this up, put the top one in place. Always tricky, this one. So that goes through there, then into there, and then let's see if we can just twist it a little bit. There we go. Goes through there. That's tight, man. Seriously tight. Go up like that. Now, before we reveal everything that we've done today, let's just have a quick look at how this suspension looked before we started. Okay, let's check out the progress. That side is all in, this side is all in, apart from a few washers and spacers, we're all good. I'm just going to go back home now and look at all the diagrams again. I just need to see if I need washers here or on any of the bolts. I'm just going to double check that. There are a couple I've put in place. The spacers on the inside down there, I've got those. I know where which order they go in. So that's the back of the car. The front of the car, again, all in place. The only thing that I can't locate at the moment is the bolt that goes through the top of our front cone suspension and bolts it into here. So I'm going to go home now and just double check that I haven't left anything there. Otherwise it's all good there. Same thing, just need to make sure I don't need any washers on these. I'm just going to go through those parts diagrams again, but it's looking great. I'm very happy with progress. It's nice to see shiny things on this, and I know we have not done this in the right order. We should be doing the bodywork before we do all this, but as I said, I wanted to keep this continuing to flow, and I can easily wrap all of this and the front of the car and just leave that self-contained in the midsection there. So that is the plan. We do have a plan now. Like I say, we have got the epoxy primer, and as soon as I've done a little bit more work on that, that's heading into the booth along with all the other bits that bolt on. It's late, so I'm going to head home. Well guys, thank you very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope you enjoying the extra content I'm trying to put out on this BBi, so you can see all the steps that are involved, including, you know, the tools that I am buying to build this car myself, and hopefully speed up the process by doing that, by having the right tools. At extreme expense. Anyway guys, if you've got any suggestions, anything you would like to see, please do drop it in the comments below. Thank you very much for watching guys. You can check out what I get up to over on my socials on a daily basis, where I try and post a little bit more from behind the scenes. Until the next time guys, stay safe. Ciao for now.